There was a lot of reluctance or anxiety that it couldn't be done because it was too small of an effort. This disease was too genetic. There were no medicines. There's nothing you can do for these kids given that it's genetic. But I didn't find any of that. It was really from outside people or from people where I was leaving to come here who were telling me that this was a bad idea. Since I've been here, it's been spectacular. And I think certainly one of the greatest champions and advocates of building this up came from Christine McSherry and her family at the Jet Foundation. The other families as well. Locally, Zach Hager Foundation, Ryan's Quest, Ryan's Hope, Gals for Cal, Charlie's Fund, Hope for Javier, Liam's Leap, Hope for Gus, Race MD, not so locally, have been amazing families who not only, like the Harvey family, face a diagnosis that is absolutely brutal, yet take on such devastating news and channel it into a direction to be proactive, to say, I'm not going to take this sitting down. I want to do something about this. I want to fight for my sons. I want to really try to make a difference that what holds in the future will be better. And if we can aim for the cure, we're going for it. And if we can aim for better treatments, we absolutely must push for it. There have been just extraordinary families around the Boston community and around this clinic that have channeled enormous amounts of energy, resources, and time to raise awareness and to raise research funds to push for research. And what really sets a lot of these families apart is they're not just pushing for research, they also are pushing for better clinical care. The cause to elevate to care can only come from clinicians and families. And that's exactly what happens here at MGH, and that's exactly what we should continue to strive to do. The team here at MGH really embraces the concept of the team, and I think it affords a number of really great advantages of how we deliver care here. Number one is just the passion. The individuals are so talented, so smart here at MGH have pulled together our resources, our time, and our energies to align on a common clinic time. And we have multidisciplinary specialists in different fields: cardiology, pulmonary, neurology, physical therapy, social work, nutrition. We have an insurance counselor, we have a nurse practitioner. Having different specialists involved can be very fragmented as care is set up now in the States. So to actually have it coordinated together in the same hospital, in the same electronic medical record system, really builds together a comprehensive plan, working with families and with primary care doctors to really deliver the best of care. I'm really proud of that, of what's enabled here at MGH. And as Dr. Boyle and Dr. Moore and Dr. Brown extend our reach into the adult world, the transitional care theme is a huge gap in healthcare of pediatric patients in the United States and across the world. So the idea that pediatric patients would have a pediatric disorder grow up to be adults, that's what we're supposed to aim for. But historically, many pediatric neuromuscular disorders don't survive to become adults. And now that we are doing better multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary care, these kids are growing up to be adults, and they happen to be more fragile with their health. And here at MGH, to have specialists that are real experts in cardiac issues, breathing issues, neuromuscular issues from the adult perspective, this is one of the best places in the world to get care for a neuromuscular related issue, for across the family, across generations. And I think that really is what makes this also an extraordinary place to provide such specialized care. And the research opportunities that are now launching, especially with the support from J. Beast Keys, we're asking questions that we can only answer by having really a patient clinical base to do research studies, including clinical trials, which Dr. Boyle and Dr. Townsend are really championing some of those efforts here at MGH right now. And there are many more clinical trials coming up in the pipeline to actually be investigational agents, perhaps new drugs, new therapies for these neuromuscular diseases that have no treatment. it just can't happen in other places as easily. And it certainly takes a lot of effort, a lot of extra time, and it takes key support people that you may not think of them as the care providers, but to have clinic coordinators, to have nurse practitioners, to have clinic nurses. These are critical people to make sure things don't slip through cracks, which are so easy to do in the current healthcare system, particularly for patients who have very complicated and multi-system organ issues. And I think what's really probably the most special thing about MGH and our clinic effort is really the families. The families and the children are truly amazing. The courage that I see on a daily basis from the kids and from their parents to face the challenges that they do, the disappointments that they do, for them to really accept their new normal is so inspiring to someone like me of why we serve such important families and kids. And it certainly inspires the team as a group that we just need to be better and better and continue to improve what we do. JB's Keys has made incredible efforts to help support this effort. The Harvey family and friends and circle of support has been extraordinary in really solidifying the team this year here at MGH, and some of the research efforts that have kicked off this year, in my opinion, may be some of the most important research in muscular dystrophy in the country. It isn't gene therapy efforts that we're doing, but we are definitely targeting better supportive care and perhaps nutritional aspects that can benefit the disease. In fact, the trial that Dr. Goyle is doing right now is probably one trial that the results from it could very easily change the treatment plan for families, for kids, for clinicians across the world treating kids with muscular dystrophy just by what nutritional supplements they should or should not be taking. It's that important. And it can't be done in a place that doesn't have the infrastructure and the expertise and the passion of someone like Dr. Goyle. So I'm very grateful that for her efforts and Dr. Townsend's efforts and the sponsorship that is coming from RaceMD and Brian's Quest and the Quest Foundation. Those are incredibly important resources. So thank you all for coming out tonight. I'm hoping you're having a good time. I really like my tie. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, the Harvey family.